It's the Rock Lokester, Mr. Rock Loke, back in here, man. AKA Muhammad Speaks, man, back with another one. I got a good one today for y'all. Today we're going to talk about why is it so dangerous for civilians in the penitentiary. Reason why we're going to talk about this is because I've been getting a lot of comments about when I was talking about how dangerous it is for civilians. You got people talking about, oh, it's not dangerous. Oh, all you got to do is mind your business, this, that. Okay, so when I'm talking, right, I'm talking about Beto and Ferguson unit, right? Mainly Ferguson unit, because that's where I did the vast majority of my time, 18 and a half, right? I'm talking about gladiator units. I'm not talking about them units that you go to and ain't nothing going on. It's a bunch of telling and you can sit back. I'm talking about rock and roll units. That's what we call Beto and Ferguson. Arguably the two most dangerous prisons in Texas. And y'all already know, I don't care about nobody's feelings, man. I'm going to tell you the whole truth, nothing but the raw truth, so help me God, man. Yo, y'all smash that like button. Y'all get subscribed up. Y'all share, man. Y'all jump up in these comments, man. So let me explain to you, man. So, like I say, when I hit the penitentiary, right, it was an era change. It was the era where gangs are coming in, right? So it's a change of the guard. Because before then, hands down, I ain't no hater. Dallas and Houston ran the penitentiary. That's how it went. So, of course, they all civilians. They wasn't gang banging then. They wasn't gang banging in the 80s when they was coming in and doing all of that. We started coming in very late 80s, early 90s, and back. So when I hit Ferguson unit, right? Ferguson unit was gang central, and they just kept filling it up with nothing but gang members. But now you had civilians, right, that been in the system, right, and they hang with Crips or Bloods or what have you, but they were well-respected civilians. So them are people who we call regulars, right? We call them regulars, them the regulars. So, excuse me, it's kind of like they was pretty much off limits, right? People didn't really mess with them, you know, them the old warriors, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, not the old warriors, because a lot of them still young, but they the ones that been there putting in work and all that. So you got the newer people who's coming in now. And like I said, it's a changing of the guard. This is all gang banging now. Penitentiary is filled with gang bangers, especially if you go to gladiator farms. That's why they call them gladiator farms, because they send all the youngsters over there, and all the youngsters with a bunch of time, and all the youngsters that is gang members. Now, of course, a lot of them get over there and they so scared because they're coming from the world, and they might tell you, hey, they don't bang. And yeah, we'd have plenty of them. Then another somebody, oh man, that's another story. Yeah, that's another story. But look, so you got these civilians coming in now. Y'all don't know nobody, right? So the penitentiary is no longer ran by cities. You know, people don't congregate. Well, we do congregate, but you don't hang by cities no more, right? This is gang banging. We don't care where you're from. You're a Crip, you're a Crip. You're a blood, or so forth, right? We don't care where you're from. Tyler, Waxahachie, shout out Rah Rah, shout out to homeboy Ron, shout out homeboy Lil Pac, Lil Demon, boy, yeah. You know, and that's how we rock out, right? So who do you think is the most easiest prey in the penitentiary? Because you're not gonna, you got people in there that don't get nothing from home. They don't get nothing from home. You got people in there that got habits. Cigarette habits. Oh, cigarette habits bad. You know, they want to blow, and then when the K2 hit, they get in the K2 habits. You got people who got that habit. You got all type of habits in here. Who are the easy licks? Who are the easy marks? Civilians, because you're not going to go rob no gang members. You're not going to go rob no Mexicans. Who are the easy licks? And then they have nobody to back them. Because you might have a group of, no, you just don't. Because a lot of times when people get their commissary jacked, it might be one, but a lot of times it's more than one person. A lot of times they're going to be gang members, the vast majority, and it's going to be more than one person in on it. So who you going to come out and fight? You're going to get put in that spread bowl, and then you don't have nobody to help you. That's why a lot of people come into prison and they join gangs. I'm not going to say it's for protection, but it's to have somebody to have your back. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you on these type of units and you seeing the type of extreme violence that's going on, and a lot of violence happens to civilians. And the reason for that is because if a civilian got something that a gang member wanted something, they're going to take it, right? Now, you got some civilian that's going to come out, but you come out and you poke the homeboy, guess what we going to do? I mean, do I have to say it? Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Do I have to say it? What we going to do? Y'all tell me. Y'all jump in the comments. Y'all tell me what we going to do. Matter of fact, y'all tell me, is it right or wrong? Yeah, I know it might have been wrong, but this is the penitentiary, man. We up in here. There's nothing but criminals in here, right? That's what's in here. The people who did bad things to other bad people. You see what I'm saying? So there's no sympathy or no empathy for whatever happens to you. You get what I'm saying? Then that's why I say it's so dangerous for civilians, because they can be at a dice game, hit, and they lost to some, they won to some gang members, and guess what? Man, I ain't paying him. That's a hoe. That's how a lot of them young, what they call them, YNs now. Yeah, that's how a lot of them youngsters, this gang members think. I ain't paying him. He a hoe. What he gonna do? What he gonna do? You see what I'm saying? We seeing you gonna make commissary do that and feel like, you know, he ain't got no reason having that. Man, I ain't got nothing in the house. I'm going to go get that. I'm going to go get that. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? That's why I say it's so dangerous for a civilian. You see what I'm saying? And then he can be sitting up chatting about something. I didn't seen civilians cheer for the wrong team and get their ass mollywopped. Facts. Facts. Cheer for the wrong team on the TV and get your ass mollywopped. That's why I say it's so dangerous for civilians. Now, the ones, like I said, they regulars. But the ones that's coming in after them, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. Now, I know some stand-up civilians gonna squabble everything. That's how you get your respect. That's how you don't take no slights. You squabble everything. You might get jumped. You might. But I know a lot of them that didn't get jumped. I know a lot of them that are like, hey, man, no, let them get his one-on-one. Let me tell y'all, I had a homeboy named Lump Dog from the Terrace, right? There was all allies in the free world, right? So Lump Dog get over there on Ferguson. He get over there, he on medium custody. So dude run up in his cell and take his stuff, right? So the homeboy Big Crook, shout out the homeboy Big Crook, man. Yeah, shout out the homie. The homeboy Big Crook come to the chow hall. I'm working in chow hall. He say, hey, nigga done ran up in your homeboy house, man. What your homeboy gonna do? I say, what? What? So he thinking though, cause he not no Crip, cause that's a long story, but he eats terrorists. They're my allies in the world. So I'm like, hold on, let me holler at him. I go over there, talk to him. Like, look, fool run up in your house? Yeah. All right, you need to handle that business. The homie Crook gonna make sure ain't nobody gonna jump on you. Ain't nobody gonna jump on you. The homie go back, catch him, split his wig wide open. Didn't nobody do nothing to him. But everybody don't have backing like that. And then there's still the same fact that Cuz still was a gang member at the same time. He might not have been a Crip or blood, but they allied with us in the world, and I happen to be over there. See, he could have end up being somewhere else. It could have been something totally different. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, man, I tell these stories to try to keep people up out of there because I don't want you up in there, man. Because the thing is, man, they put people up in there, man. They put you up in there for the rest of your life. You see what I'm saying? Your ass to get old up in there. You heard what Kodak Black say on Day for Day? Dying in the cell, the only thing a street nigga fear. Why you think these niggas telling like that? Boy, when them detectives got you up in there and they talking about, hey, we finna give you life without parole. That's why they telling, because don't nobody want to be no old man up in there. Let me tell you about them old men in the penitentiary. Let me tell you about them. See, nobody want to be no old man. See, you go in there young, right? And you doing all you do and you doing everything, right? But the penitentiary changes, it changes, it changes. And then your ass get old, right? And now you can't defend yourself like you used to. You can't do that. Guess what you become? I tell y'all about that predator and that prey. You become easy prey. You think they don't prey on the old in there? What the old gonna do? What you gonna do, old man? You going to go get all that commissary? You gonna be able to defend that? What you gonna do, old man? You think they don't jack them old men for that commissary? You got to be out your goddamn mind. Penitentiary is a dog-eat-dog world. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So we used to have these old men on Ferguson. They used to sit on the back bench, right? And all they used to do is complain. Oh, complain. They didn't got old in that penitentiary. Man, yeah, back when we was young in penitentiary, see, we didn't do all the shit that they did in penitentiary. And a lot of youngsters coming to penitentiary, they don't like them old off the rip. First of all, they think all them old niggas that sit on that back bench and just gripe. They think they the snitches, first and foremost, right? Because you always complaining about what they doing in this day room, what we doing on the block. And then when the block gets shook down, y'all the first ones we looking at. Y'all the first ones. I remember I had a little homeboy coming to me one day. He tell me, he say, man, I can't stand them old niggas sit on that back bench. I can't wait for catch one of them say something to do anything. I'm gonna beat the out of them. Man, I'm like, man, leave them old. Man, I can't stand their ass. All they do is sit back there and complain. I'm telling you, cuz, they the one that sent them laws over here. They the one, yeah. That's how messed up it is. Bro, don't nobody care if your ass is old. Don't care if you young. Don't care if you handicapped. Don't care at all, man. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. Y'all jump up in them comments, man. Tell me how I need y'all to tell me how warped that mindset is. That's what I want. But when you in the penitentiary and you live in this, it's not a warped mindset. This is the mindset that you need to have to survive in the penitentiary, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I come home, I think about some of the stuff, and I be talking with some of the homeboys, we talk about some of the stuff, and I be like, man, we were crazy. We were crazy. I ain't crazy now. But we were crazy, man. We laugh at people who take their own life, put that sheet around their neck. What? That stupid fool did what? Damn fool he was. And laugh. Like, oh, well, man, that ain't sane. That's the type of life you forced to live. A lot of y'all can't even imagine living like that. Can y'all imagine living like that? Jump in them comments, let me know. Can you imagine living like that? Laughing at other people's misery and causing misery to other people. That's why I tell y'all, man, there's no place for us, man. And y'all stay up out of there, man. I appreciate y'all time. Just want to jump up in here, drop y'all something. Y'all already know, man, I'm going to keep it real all the time. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to tell y'all the whole truth, nothing but the raw truth. So help me God. I don't care who it offend. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Hey, man, and I'm out, man.